Hello and welcome to Cool Things in Nature. I'm Coolia again, and I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's nighttime. It's a little different from our usual Cool Things in Nature. And today I'm going to talk about the moon. We have today here in Minneapolis full moon. That is the moon right up there in the sky. Isn't that awesome? So the moon is 1/4 of the diameter of Earth and 1/8 of its mass. So it's actually quite big. Now, some people think that the moon is its own light source, but that's not true. The moon gets its light from a reflection of the sun. So when the moon is full, like today in January, the sun and the moon are on opposite sides of the sky, and the sun, moon, and Earth are all in line. That's what gives its full moon appearance. People used to think the moon was made out of cheese, and that would be really awesome if it were, because I really like cheese, and then we could land on it and get an infinite supply of cheese. But cheese comes from milk from animals like cows and goats. The moon is actually made of rock. But it has layers, just like the Earth has its core, mantle, and crust. The moon does too. But it's made of rocks and minerals, which is cool. If you look up at the moon, you can usually see some coloration on it. I don't think it's going to show up in this video. But those are things like craters and volcanic masses that we can see on the moon. We landed on the moon in 1969, and many of you know Neil Armstrong took the first steps on the moon. And his footprints are still there. That's due to the lack of atmosphere on the moon, so there's no weathering. So if you put a mountain on the moon, like on Earth, it'll eventually weather over time and it'll get shorter, but on the moon it would stay exactly the same, which is pretty cool, I think. The gravitational forces of the moon also form the tide. So if you like to surf or just body surf or play in the waves, you can thank the moon. Alright, well, I'm Coolia. Thanks for joining us on Cool Things in Nature.